by all of the things I never had.
Welcome to the Credit Gal Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm having way too much fun this morning already. We are also streaming live on the web at hometownstation.com. I'm your host, Darbe Nokes, and we are a help desk for credit, your family, your finances, and your future. And I'm very excited this morning because I have two wonderful guests with me. Patty Reeves, personal banker, Valencia branch. Couple of decades you've been in banking, and I also have Sandy Bowie, Vice President of Commercial Lending. Welcome to the show. Excited that you're here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
And you know what? I am just excited because I think people get confused about, everything about banking. There's so many choices out there, and there's so many things that we can and can't do, and people that can get a bank account and can't get a bank account. And, first I want to talk to you, Patty, this morning about, how hard is it to open a checking and savings account at Union Bank? How hard is it?
It's not very hard at all. Basically, all you need is your identification, government ID, and come in with an open mind, and we'll actually help you and help you to decide what you really need or want, and hopefully we can help you achieve your financial goals.
Well, and so that personal touch,
Exactly.
we're missing that, right? Everything's
Exactly.
.com, .this,
Yep.
push
You're right.
1, 2, or 3.
Yep.
So at Union Bank, you really have the personal touch, and you'll help from, how young can you be?
You can start a bank account at as young as 8 years old.
Wow.
And we help you through all of those stages with a savings, and then into the checking account years, your mortgage years. If you're in business, we help you through all of it.
And when you're 8 years old, obviously you can't have a checking account.
Correct.
It's more like a savings account, right?
Exactly.
And then you have to be 13. You said earlier 13.
Correct, to have a checking account.
Have a checking account. And then because everything is plastic these days, debit cards, credit cards, and
Exactly.
things of that nature, how old do you have to be to have a debit card that's attached to your checking account?
13 years old.
13 years
And
old.
you also have to have a parent.
as a co-signer.
As the responsible adult.
And does that
Yes.
parent have to have, I'm sure they would, right? They would have an account at the bank.
Most likely they do.
Right.
Exactly.
They probably have an account at the bank.
Yes.
And, what I want to ask you, obviously we're talking about, Union Bank and how easy it is to come in and, start a wonderful relationship and open an account with you. But there also are people that absolutely cannot be bankable or cannot open a bank account at a bank. And can you explain to us what those people are, who those people are that cannot do that?
If they can't open a bank account, I don't know if it's that they don't have a valid government ID,
Okay.
like a driver's license or ID card.
Okay.
And it can be from any state.
Okay.
Or a passport.
Right.
If they don't have that, then of course we cannot open an account for them.
Okay.
But if they have, if they go to the DMV, they can get an ID card.
Absolutely.
It's not very difficult, but if they don't, then we can't open it.
We just can't. You can't. But then also, you were talking earlier about check systems. And
Right.
can you tell us about check systems?
Check Systems is an agency that all banks go through
Okay.
to validate their name and social security numbers. If they have defrauded the bank somewhere along the line, any banking institution, then they get referred to Check Systems.
Okay.
And that creates a record. It's a negative record on their social security number and name. So they have that. We have a couple of accounts that are specifically for clients that are on that, but they're very limited type of accounts.
And so if you're on check systems, this is not to say you went into Target and you wrote a check and the check was bad because you had insufficient funds and you got the $30 charge or whatever from your bank and it said insufficient funds. We're not talking about that's check busters, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So we're talking about check systems different from check busters. And you told us about the ETA Union Bank account, which is obviously when you are on check systems, and you pretty much, right, Patty, you pretty much know if you've done something at the bank. And also,
Yeah.
if you go to Target and Toys R Us and everywhere else, and you write a bad check, you can also be referred to check systems as well.
Yeah, the way they do that is the institution that they wrote the checks on is the one that's actually referring them to check systems.
Okay.
Because they have lost, maybe they didn't pay that check and the bank paid it. So
Okay.
we're out the money, the bank is.
Right, you're out the money and defrauding the bank. I mean,
Yeah.
you're writing checks. I guess the lesson here is don't do that.
Correct.
That's a big no-no. It hurts your credit as well,
Yep.
which we absolutely will talk about here in a second. Your credit score obviously is affected too. I've seen credit
Yes.
reports have check systems as a line item on there, and that can be a big negative item on your report. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Credit Gal on your home station, AM 1220 KHTS.